Hey, so look, I want to hear y'all
Yeah,
talk.
right.
So they sound different from you? What you mean?
No, I don't think they sound different. I just got a little more. Like I said, Marcus is my brother, and Libra is my cousin. We all in the same generation, right? But I feel like I talk like our parents, like not necessarily my mom, but like if man, whenever you make it out here, then I'm gonna bring you around like some of my older cousins, you know what I'm saying, that been around the way for a while, and my lingo is more like theirs. You know, they be saying the cutting and the dragging the words, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I spend a lot of time, like I said, man, my uncles, my grandmas, we say Maine out here, like just like man, what's your boy man, I can't think of homie name, the actor, man. Yeah, we say Maine, all of that, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's just how a motherfucker rooted. But man, Marcus and Libra, I know me and Doc been going. How y'all feel?
I'm good. I was just while y'all was talking, and we like to get back to the subject of duos or whatever, which we barely been on. We've been all over the place, but it's been good conversation. But I was just thinking about like my favorite duo where uh the producer is also an artist. Like one of them's an artist, but the producer is also an artist. And like that Sugar Free DJ Quick combo. Um, the ones that come with the 1-2 punch. So I guess my question was gonna be, I don't know if we supposed to be posing questions or not, but my question was gonna be, who's at the top of your list in that category?
You asking me?
I'm asking whoever want to answer.
I'm gonna let Marcus go first because he ain't said nothing yet.
Cousin?
Marcus, you there? Your mic is muted. All right, then I don't know if Marcus know his mic is muted or not. So Dot, what's your answer to that?
Shit, it'll probably be like. Of course, I'm thinking Run the Jewels or shit. Probably like Eric B and Rakim, you know what I'm saying, or Dre and Snoop, you know what I'm saying, some of that nature. And that's from 3 different eras, you know what I'm saying, 80s, 90s, okay. You know what I'm saying, 2020s.
Okay. Marky D, you there?
Just like go straight.
Huh? Marcus.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, ain't no better duo than Dre and Snoop.
So the top of my list, yeah, of course I'm gonna say Dre and Snoop. I listen to a lot of music though, man, like, and this is what I said earlier, I felt like Dre, Snoop, Death Row like kind of laid the foundation for, I feel like every genre of rap kind of is piggybacking off of that Death Row shit, right? So of course Dre and Snoop, but then I'll say like, shit, Warren G and Nate, Daz and Corrupt. I like 40 and be legit together. I like Sebo and Marvelous together. I like Killer Tay and Marvelous together. I like I just played I think only me and Libra was here, but the other week I played that Pimpin' Pat for y'all. So today I played Pimpin' Pat and his homegirl Nina together. You know what I'm saying? His little homegirl from Columbus too. And they go off together. I think with me it just kind of depends on what mood I'm in at the time. But I like 8Ball and MJG together. I like UGK shit. You know what I'm saying? It just with me it just depends on what kind of mood I'm in. But I be feeling like if a motherfucker don't always say I be describing good music as the artist catching the Holy Ghost. And if we can catch the Holy Ghost together, and let me explain that to y'all, what I mean by that. What in church? What's the Holy Ghost? It's just energy, right? The lady or the brother in the church catch that energy, start speaking in tongues, running, jumping, fall out on the ground, right? That's how they catch the Holy Ghost. How I catch the Holy Ghost, I might just spit a dope rap. You know what I'm saying? Dot might just spit a dope rap, right? If we catch the Holy Ghost together, then we bouncing off each other with some dope music, and we making it work. You making your style and my style is like instruments in one symphony. You know what I'm saying? So it just, like I said, I just feel like if an artist can just give me that energy, but I don't know, I got a long list because I listen to so much, but like, yeah though, all them names, man, you know, shit, can't leave
We're
out
talking about
Redman.
artist producer with an artist, right? Like where the
Oh, you said
duo.
producer with the artist.
Yeah, but the producer is still a part of the duo. But
Well, shit,
that's why I said for me it's DJ Quick and Sugar Free. I love
I'm gonna
I
put them
love
up
that
in
chemistry.
there, but Dre and Snoop, Daz and Corrupt, because Daz is a producer.
Yeah,
Daz made a lot of the beats that Dre got credit for. But I like.
So with that, what's the top 5 songs from the people y'all naming? I'll go first. With Dre and Snoop, we got Nothing But a G Thing, Dre Day, Next Episode, Just Dipping, 100 of them. I think Warren G and Nate Dogg, Renegade, probably the best duo song out
You
there
mean
as far as catching
Regulator?
the vibe. Regulators.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
think as far as vibing, that might be number one
Hey, I like
in my eyes.
the
What
two
is
ones.
Daz and Corrupt signature song together though?
Let's Play House. Um, shit. You know they got albums together though, but I probably
I
say
know, but what's considered their signature song?
probably Let's Play House, but I think that shit. I don't
What
know.
is a Regulators?
I'm gonna say Let's Play. It's well, the dog. I think the Dog Food album was like. You right. They don't have a song together that's as big as Regulators, but Regulators is a lot of people don't got a song as big as Regulators though. So
That's what
yeah,
I'm
they
saying. What duo got a Regulators? That's the ultimate vibing song between the duo.
it probably only be
Snoop and
only
Dre.
Dre and Snoop. Probably only Dre and Snoop that got something as big as Regulators. I don't know shit who
and that will be what though? That will be what song?
probably shit what was that the first single off the Chronic where they was at the barbecue. Was that Dre Day or was that one called something else? But I don't
I
know.
don't know.
But see, Regulators was a better song though than that. Like Regulators in itself, Regulators might be Warren G and Nate Dogg's biggest song. What
Well,
song did either
definitely
of them
is.
got that's bigger than that?
If you go to karaoke, somebody's doing Regulators.
I
I
done sung
I
that shit
sang it
at
on my
karaoke.
birthday, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I done sung that shit at karaoke. So yeah, I don't know. That's a hard one to compare because Regulators is I feel like the song Regulators you can't say it's bigger than their career, but it's like that song is on a whole nother level. Like it ain't a whole lot of nothing that fuck with that shit. So yeah, I don't know. Like, but overall, but see that like they had the 213 album too, and then you got this song didn't do as big, but Nobody Does It Better.
That's my
That's
favorite one from them.
yeah, that's a song I love with them two together. Nobody Does It Better. You know what I'm saying? It didn't go as big as Regulators, but then I think it might be the politics of it too. Because when Regulators came out, they were still pretty much fucking with Death Row, and then that was on the soundtrack to the pot to what was it, the basketball movie,
Above the
um
rim.
Blood the Rim. So it was like and then they were still younger
And that whole
versus
album
like
slap.
when the other one came out, that was after Death Row, and so it might have not had the same push because they wasn't the when Regulators came out, Snoop and Death Row and all that was the biggest thing. Warren
Yeah.
G and Nate Dogg was two closest people to Snoop, and the shit came out on Death Row. The movie Above the Rim was big, so it's like, but yeah, it's not a whole lot of shit though. That's fucking with. I don't. Did Dr. Dre got a single song that's bigger than Regulators? I don't think Dr. Dre got a single that's bigger than Regulators. Do we?
Next episode, nothing but
Yes,
the G
bro.
thing.
You mean him by
Yes, bro.
himself with any?
Hey, what about so look, is the criteria that
Next episode, him and Snoop, the lie die die.
is the criteria that the
Huh?
producer got to rap on the song as well?
They're just an artist. I just said an artist on the
Okay.
song, but
So
yeah, the producer has to
what
be
about
an
Kanye and
artist
Jay-Z?
involved in on that.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I really didn't like their album together.
But do you
To me,
think they
that
have
was
a
too
song
pop.
that
That niggas in Paris shit was
compete?
just too.
That's one of them albums that it didn't appeal to me enough to really like. I can't really sponsor that because I did nothing that they made together really made me like. I don't know. Nothing that they made together really made me. I didn't really like the Paris song. I didn't really like that shit, to be honest with you. It didn't. I don't know. It didn't appeal to me. I really wasn't. I really was. It ain't no disrespect to them because they both doing big things, but I don't know. I don't think that they compare to none of the duos that we just named together. I think they kind of did it because they like we on the same label and we both doing it big, so we got to. But I don't think that they vibe was as good. I don't think that they vibe like Dre and Snoop, or even though they bigger artists than Quick and Sugar Free, they vibe wasn't the same. They didn't vibe together like them
I
other
mean,
artists. You know what I'm saying?
maybe not, bro. Because what I'm saying is this right here. Like, it just depends on what you're looking for. Because if you speaking on like hood classic shit, yeah, of course, I'm gonna take Warren G and Nate over Jay Z and Kanye.
Right,
But you talking about like numbers, like it's
right,
probably not a comparison. You know what I'm saying? Which is sort of sad. But you know what I'm saying? The bigger name gonna be the bigger draw. You know what I mean? So maybe that's a part of the formula
right.
as well. But yo, like,
So, Dot, would you say
and Re-
Kanye and Jay Z got a song bigger or the sound better than Regulators?
I will
Nothing
say
but the
this:
G
I
thing.
think niggas in
Next
Paris is
episode.
bigger than Regulators. Do I think it's better than Regulators? I ain't gonna sit here and say I do, bro. I couldn't even hold
So, so that's why when in having these conversations, I'm not the biggest fan of numbers because numbers is a popularity contest, and how you get those numbers. There's a lot of people that has their hands in who gets to be seen where and how.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I feel like there's been all kinds of number ones and people who've gone triple and four, quadruple platinum or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, and it's not something that I would listen to. And there's people that I feel like deserve that who have not gotten that kind of action. Um, but I feel like that the music they did together did not appeal to me at all either. Like I said, not the hugest Jay-Z fan. I like old school Kanye, but I wasn't moving forward with him and his music. So,
I
um,
feel like once Kanye lost his mom, and rest in peace to her, much love to that brother. But I feel like when he lost his mom, then that's kind of when I don't know. In my opinion, his music kind of took a dip, but
Which I feel
I
like
don't.
is understandable. Everybody gonna go through some kind of
Yeah,
change, but
no,
it
I
just
ain't
but
not
it
saying.
wasn't for me
I
anymore.
feel like though I don't know though. See, because we live in opposite corners of the map, and then where Dot is at, he Dot in the south, but you know what I'm saying. Dot closer to they region,
Mhm.
and then we closer to the where Warren G and them is at. But I don't know because like regulators, I feel like so
93.
regulators came out what in like 94, 95, 93. So that shit's still in heavy rotation.
Mhm.
I don't never I rarely like I feel like when the Paris song came out, people was bumping it like that year. But I don't know when the last time I heard somebody put that shit on. I hear regulators shit every other day somewhere. The radio play that shit every day.
Right. And
They
then
play
when you look at
regulators
that
every day.
numbers too, you got to look at 94 numbers versus whenever that came out. Access to music has definitely changed. And
Mm-hmm.
the amount of times that I might have spun I guess I had tapes in at that time. No matter how many times I might have played them songs myself in '94 or whatever, is different than how many times you can literally record. You can keep track of how many times somebody listens to a song now, so
Right.
that
In
those
'94,
numbers.
we would double tape and keep
That's what I'm
listening.
saying.
Now,
I
every
go
time we
buy
go
a
to
tape. I
YouTube,
listen to it how many times I
yeah.
listen to it. The artists don't know I listen to it all day. But
Mm-hmm.
now
But
I hop
now,
on where I stream music. The artist is gonna know,
yeah,
hey, there's people who played my
and
song 100,000 times, so those numbers be different.
yeah, cause we used to own our music. We used to own the
Yeah,
music. Now we don't own nothing. You don't pay your subscription. You don't have access to that music no more.
right.
Before we
And
buy a
that's
tape,
I have that.
play it till go out.
Yeah, I have that discussion with a few people. I miss having to wait till Tuesday and going to the record store and picking out my
Sam
music.
Goody,
I
Camelot
understand.
Records, FYE,
Tower Records.
Yeah, I understand why it's beneficial for an artist.
Warehouse.
Being a sometimes artist myself, but I don't know. It was the whole process of going and picking out music, and then you was going to really. Sometimes you had to make decisions, so that's how you really knew who you really rocked with,
Mm-hmm.
because back, when I'm a teenager, I might not have enough to get everybody's tape. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So I gotta choose. Do I
Look at
want
the
this tape
single.
or this tape? Right. Then I get the single. Then I
Gotta
gotta
get my
come
phone.
back and get the album. I want to read all the credits and flip through the whole thing. So
Yeah, I miss looking at the books of the
yeah.
albums. I used to look, and then that's one thing. When I started coming out with my stuff, that kind of disappointed me because I always wanted to come out with an album that had the book.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that a lot of people like they missed that part of the game. Like when that Snoop came out, the first one, and he had that doggy style, and then the book was like a comic, or
Mhm.
like Tupac, All Eyes on Me, and it had all the pictures and it's a poster. All them E40 albums, man. I mean, even though I wasn't a Jay Z fan, even the Jay Z albums, the book, the No Limit albums had the book. It showed you all they other artists
Yep.
that was
What was
coming.
Show
coming out next?
Mercedes that never came out.
We was just talking about Mercedes the other day.
I just seen something about her talking about her album cover on
Mm,
Facebook, and she said she had no idea the album cover was gonna look like that.
mm.
She
What she
said she
doing
took
all
a whole
green
bunch of
screen?
pictures and then they just decided on what was gonna work.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know though. That's crazy though because you got numbers nowadays. But then like going back to something I said earlier, I'm not saying this about the big artists, but it's people who locally in Portland right now I know that somehow, some way, motherfucker got 100,000 views or 1,000,000 views. But you might not be able to find 1,000,000 people who listen to their music. Because you can nowadays you can pay for that shit, or there's ways to play with the numbers. You know what I'm saying? So
Have somebody listen to your stuff on repeat, like
yeah,
play it.
it's man, it's it's a couple artists, man, who like they shit went up on the. So one thing I'll be kind of looking at, like, if somebody shit go up on one app, but then like if your shit only go up on Spotify, but it don't go up on nothing else, I'm like, okay, they probably bought the views. Or if like if your video got 100,000 views, but then you just put out just a song that's not a video on YouTube, and then just the song only got like 50, 60 views, 10 views, like I'll be like, that's inconsistent, because you good for 100,000 on the video, you should be good for at least like 10, 20,000 on the song. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes that I feel like sometimes people be manipulating the numbers, or something else I noticed is like I done seen artists where, like I said, they get hella views on their shit, but then say you go and watch like somebody interview, and like the same artist that got 100,000 views, a million views, they might have an interview that's a year or 2 years old that only got 29 views. That don't make sense to me, because if you can get 100,000 people listen to your music, but you can only get 29 to listen to you talk, that's just not. I don't know.
I beg to differ. I be watching I be on No Jumper, discovering artists I never heard of just because I like the interviewers.
Right, but this what I'm saying though. If you go to if you see an artist interview on No Jumper, right? Them No Jumper interviews be going up. Them No Jumper interviews.
But then I go say like that dude. He just RJ homeboy. Just interviewed. Never heard of that dude in my life. But his interview was so good, I went and checked for him, see who he was, and he didn't have no views whatsoever on his real music.
But
even though he sound like he a good dude, the hood dude.
But look, that makes sense though, because he didn't. So you're saying you became a fan because you watched his interview and then you double back to the music. What I'm saying,
a lot of people on No Jumper, I never heard of them. Then go look at their music, and no views.
Right, but that's right. What I'm saying is, when it's opposite, because you do the interviews for promotion. What I'm saying is, if the artist is all like, if Snoop Dogg does an interview with anybody right now, that shit's gonna get some views. If J. Cole does an interview, it's gonna get some views. You know what I'm saying? Like J. Cole's not, if he does an interview with anybody, that's just gonna get some views. Versus if you're like, I'm talking about the people who already, it look like they already have a fan base. If your music already is going up, then your other videos should be able to, I ain't saying it might not get as many views, but your other videos should be up. It's not gonna be like, you're not gonna have a million streams and then 10 views on your interview. But I done seen something like that though recently, and it made me like, I don't know, it made me just kind of think about the situation. Like, I wonder how the fuck that shit even work. You know what I'm saying? Or is motherfuckers just really buying these streams? Because like I said, if you like any artist that I listen to, I'm gonna watch at least one of their interviews.
Well, that ties into what you said earlier about when people do a project and it makes sense, you feel like you know a little bit more about this artist, you took away something from it. So like, if I don't know you and I hear your music and then I see, oh, there's an interview, there's a link to an interview, I'm going to go watch that interview, because if I like you as an artist, that interview is supposed to give me more insight on you as a person, which personalizes you, makes your music more relatable. So if you have 1 million streams on your music, it should at least be a couple 100,000 on the interview, because your fans should be interested. Because it could be that your fans have listened to it over and over again. There was a few people like Marcus who just happened to come by it or whatever. But it should reflect Not necessarily evenly, but there should be some reflection of what your streams look like and what your interview streams look like.
It should be consistent, like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like it, like not. And I ain't saying that everything got to go up, cause shit, you know, I ain't getting 100,000 views on my shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm good for shit, couple hundred right now. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not putting out a video that got 100,000 views and then doing an interview that only get 100. You know what I'm saying? So what I mean is like the motherfuckers that's online or their music look like they getting all these streams, but then I feel like if you can get 100,000 streams, you should be able to even if we ain't even talking about the interview, if your music video, or even I'm gonna even say this, if you do a song and it gets 100,000 streams, but then you do another song, or maybe you do it with somebody else, and that song gets 5. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm a fan of you, any song of an artist that I listen to that pop up, for the most part, I'm a tap in and see what's up with it.
Mm-hmm.
The artists I listen to, like G Perico, one of my favorite artists. If you look at his shit, like his videos be going up in the hundreds of thousands. A couple of them got in the millions. And then if you go and just listen to, like I listen to music on YouTube, and you go and listen to the song where it just showed a picture of the album and play the audio, that shit's gonna at least have 20, 30,000 on that one, where it ain't no video. He ain't got no post where it's just 10 or 15 people watching. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like them is real numbers. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like though with the internet now, because as an artist, you know, them motherfuckers be in your inbox trying to sell you the bots all day. Like, oh, you want your shit to go up? Pay this $20 or $30 or however much, and then we can take your views up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's kind of like false advertising, because it's like you paying to get them views up, but your product really ain't getting out there though.
Right.
So you really, I feel like when motherfuckers do that, they kind of like
it helps a little bit.
Huh?
It does help a little bit with algorithms, but
yeah,
not to make no huge difference.
Right. It's not, because my thing is this though, right? If it might help with algorithms, but maybe it is somebody out there that shit work for, but I want to see an artist who bought theyself a gang of views and then went out and got like, and became a commercial artist from doing that type of shit. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to say that it can't happen, but
they ain't gonna never say that though, because then people will be talking about him.
But exactly.
Because it ain't real.
You can't really tell. I can't really tell who is I can't really tell who is like I said, like we from Portland. It's a small market out here. And so if you from Portland and you got 100,000 views, that means that you should have some fans outside the city limits. Right. You know what I'm saying? So if you got 100,000 views, I should be able to go up to Seattle, Tacoma, even Eugene, and somebody know who the fuck you is. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I mean. Like when I brought up Amine earlier. I never knew Amine before he blew up. I mean, I still don't know him now, but I know his music. Right. But when his song went up, everybody, people outside of this, like when I mentioned Amine the Dot didn't know who he was, but everybody in the city know who Amine is. Amine been on NPR, Tiny Desk concert. He been on Issa Rae show. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hot 97 with Ebro.
Right. That's what I'm saying though. If you can do 100,000 views, you should be able to get yourself in these different positions.
Y'all seen his interview with Ebro?
Seen what?
I read on it, and then he was.
It was a good interview.
Yeah, it was. He was
You
talking
know,
about
talking
town
about
politics in
Deacon,
D.C.
Woodlawn Park, and I think he was saying how, he had to blow up outside the city first
That's
because he
that's one
wasn't in
thing
the
I
in
Mm-hmm.
like.
crowd.
Right.
Right. That's
We
what I
talked
was
about
saying
that too.
earlier about people in the town. Is like sometimes it ain't even about if your shit is good or not. It's about if you in the right social circle. You know what I'm saying? And so I think with Amine, he wasn't in the right social circle, so motherfuckers didn't give him a chance back then. But he
But
is like
it's
Mike
only, you
Jones.
can't get
That
rich
nigga
off your,
in
your
movies,
family
now I'm
and
hot, they
friends.
all on me. Huh?
You can't get rich off your family and friends. Meaning, no matter what product you have, even if you got a good
Mm-hmm.
30 people support you, that's not going to get you rich. You got to venture out. You know what I mean? And so, as much as people
Mm-hmm.
say they don't
But
get love,
but
they get plenty of love from their circle, but you got to get outside that circle to really move and shake. Because then people going to support you no matter what you're doing, good or bad. But you got to really get those
I
people
but
I feel
you
outside your
like
can't.
this.
circle, outside your city.
It's, it's not easy to tap into all of them circles though. Them
I,
the
Yeah,
popular circles or the it circles or whatever you want to call it.
I feel like
yes.
in Amine situation, I think it backfired on the other folks because I think sometimes motherfuckers be getting like that big me, little you syndrome out here.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said though, if you go to the next town over, the most popping motherfucker in the town, if you go to the next town over, motherfuckers gonna be like, who?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so with him, like he got an interview where he was saying like, I was trying to fuck with all these motherfuckers, but they wouldn't fuck with me. But now he way bigger than all of them. So just think if they would have fucked with him instead of trying to be so cliquish,
Mm-hmm.
think of how many people would be having an Amine song right now
Right.
and be up. You know what I'm saying? But not saying that that's the end result of success because, like I said, my boy Dot from Georgia, he had never heard of Amine till I said something about Amine. But to us, that's our biggest star. You know what I'm saying? But I think though that sometimes those motherfuckers get caught up in that shit, and then because we not from a town like Atlanta or New York or LA where the spotlight is on us,
Right.
and so everybody trying to break out, but you ain't gonna break out fucking with these same people, and then it kind of go back to what I was saying. The whole point of the show was of motherfuckers really telling you what it is and like not just fucking with something because this the homie, so I'm a yeah this shit is tight. Like I said, I never knew this cat Amine, but he clearly got a product good enough that MTV is gonna fuck with it and he's gonna go a little bit further. You know what I'm saying? And I think that a lot of times cats don't be seeing the bigger picture or they might be intimidated, like, oh, this shit is tight, but he ain't one of us, so fuck
Mm-hmm.
it. I'll push this shit. But now this motherfucker at the top of the mountain. You know what I'm saying? And he like even though he might have not been popular in the town before he blew up, to a motherfucker on the outside looking in, they like, oh, Amine. When they think of Portland, oh, that's Amine. You know, he might be the only one that even rap like that from the town, but which is not bad because that's, you know what I'm saying, that's he ain't sound like everybody else. But I was saying all that though to say this, you know what I'm saying? Like I done seen people with views, like hella views, where they numbers, you look at their numbers, look at a motherfucker like Amine numbers, and it looks similar. But off of the internet, they ain't nowhere near that motherfucker though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's what I mean. Like when we talk about the views and what's hot, you know what I'm saying? You really can't tell because a motherfucker can buy a view and then it's like who are you lit? Like I honestly like I like when my people show me love, but my whole thing when I say unbiased opinion, I like to put my shit in a total stranger's hand.
Yeah.
A motherfucker who don't know me, who don't care about my feelings. You know what I'm saying? And I just tell it like it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A motherfucker ain't got nothing against me, ain't got nothing for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And they listen to it, but usually though myself, that's where I get my most love from. Not just, that's Marcus shit. But like I don't know, that's kind of though what I think might be a downfall for some motherfuckers too though. Cause motherfuckers they get so used to like, okay, you get in a circle of yes men, motherfuckers kissing each other's ass.
Mm-hmm.
But when you leave and somewhere else, motherfuckers like, oh no, that ain't really it.
Right.
But you thinking that it's it because these motherfuckers been kissing your ass the whole time. It's not just Portland; it's a lot of places like
Mm-hmm.
that. That's it because motherfuckers been kissing your ass, being a yes man to you. But then when you take that shit up to the big leagues, you know what I'm saying? It's just like Kimbo Slice, rest in peace. Kimbo Slice in the backyard was the baddest motherfucker in the backyard.
Right.
But then when he got in that UFC, it was a different story. It broke my heart when the Kimbo Slice got his ass whooped. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like that's kind of what I feel like be going on. And then when motherfuckers able to play with their numbers and shit, then you fuck with different people with influence. You know what I'm saying? And they make it look a certain way. But then once you get outside your comfort zone, it might not work out the same way. But you know,
Yeah.
it's because motherfuckers is ain't really. I feel like motherfuckers ain't really like everybody's not putting in the work to get the numbers.
Right.
Because you can just buy the numbers.
Right.
So a motherfucker might buy the numbers. Oh, I got 100,000 views. I got a receipt for it, but I got 100,000 views. To where this motherfucker up over here might only got 400 views, but every one of them clicks is a real click.
Right.
So if you got 100,000 views, but out of them 100,000, only 100 of them is real.
Right.
Maybe only 50 of them is real. You know what I'm saying? And then when they leave the city or try to do something bigger, you know, it's not working or it ain't marketable, but it's because motherfuckers playing with their numbers and then people, yes men, blowing people head up and shit. But I'm not knocking nobody. Like I said, I don't mind if a motherfucker tell me that they ain't feeling my shit because I don't want to put out no whack shit.